We live! Oh yeah, let's go! So excited! So excited for today's live stream, everybody. Before we get started, I want to say Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! All right, so today, welcome everybody on the YouTube world. We're also fired up on X, Twitter. We're doing a Spaces, and I just want to make sure you guys can hear all our co-hosts today. I'm going to introduce everybody. We're going to start off with a theme park conductor. Can you give everybody a little bit of info about you?
Absolutely. I'm Theme Park Conductor. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram at Theme Park Conductor. You can find me on Twitter, known as X, on Theme Conductor. And what I do is every Thursday at 7 p.m., I do a live stream. And we talk everything from Universal to Disney to now HHN. So if you are a theme park enthusiast and you like Universal, Disney, and HHN, definitely check it out.
Hell yeah. Up next, we got the one and only Junior.
What's up, everyone?
Introduce yourself, Junior. Let them know where they can follow you and all that.
Yeah, I am Junior. You can follow me on Instagram, Universal Disney Fan, on Twitter, TikTok, rpena.jo89. I love theme park. I cover the updates, construction updates, Halloween stuff. You guys can follow me there. I will be doing this new thing every Mondays, live stream on Instagram at 9 o'clock to talk about Halloween stuff. So,
all right, up next, we got Mr. Scary Dre himself, Andre.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, yes. Introduce yourself, Andre, where they can follow you.
What's up, everybody? My name is Andre. I go by Mr. Scary Dre. You can find me here on X at Mr. Scary Dre or my Instagram at ajacob4110. I am a horror enthusiast, a haunt enthusiast. I love going to the Halloween events every Halloween season. I have a huge passion for these events. I attend both Halloween Horror Nights here in Hollywood and also the only old school OG event, Knott's Scary Farm, which is now going on 51 years. I love these events with all my heart. And I just love everything horror. So if you guys are interested, be sure to give me a follow, and I'll be sure to give you guys the heads up on what's going on in the haunt world.
Hell yeah. Up next, the one and only, the amazing Jen. Let's go. Where can we follow you, Jen? Introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Jen. You can find me on Instagram at Jennifer A. I mainly cover Universal, especially Horror Nights. I photograph the event. Gonna try to hit up other haunts this season. Definitely want to check out Six Flags and Dark Harbor.
Oh yeah, I loved your picture you posted on the Fright Fest clown.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love that clown. That clown's amazing. Up next, the last. Oh no, we got two more. Noah Disneyland.
Hello, everybody.
You gotta introduce yourself, Noah. We already know you, but introduce yourself.
Disneyland everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that fun stuff. I have a horror-themed podcast that drops an episode every week called Noah's Nightmare Podcast. And during the haunt season, I drop all my videos under Noah's Nightmare, and all of that's from home haunts to professional haunts to theme parks, all of that and everything in between. So I'm very excited to be talking about Midsummer Scream. Let's go.
Hell yeah, let's go. And then we got one more person in here on our Spaces, Brian Sevilla.
What's up, everybody? You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram under Rolo Tomasi. And just a huge haunt fan. I've been going to Scary Farm since the 80s. So I've kind of seen it all and done it all. But if I'm not at a theme park covering haunt, then I'm usually at a concert. So really excited to have this X Spaces.
Hell yeah. I feel like this is like some WWF, and these are the wrestlers for the main event of WrestleMania.
Let's fucking go!
Hell yeah. So, in today's live, I want to start off with warning. This video might contain spoilers, possible profanity, which in today's case, we're going to be a little more adult because all this Halloween stuff is adult. We're going to be cussing.
Yeah.
I want to let people know. F-bombs, whatever the case might be, it's going to happen in today's life. So you have been warned. Don't get more warning than this thing right behind me. High intensity flashing lights, disturbing imagery, disturbing talk. All this Halloween Horror Night Meat Factory. Can't wait to get to that. Recommend supervision if underage. I just want to let everybody know. Warning! You've been warned! I don't want to hear somebody later on. What did you just say? You've been warned. Everybody has been warned. Right? Everybody in the chats, everybody in the live spaces, and even in the live stream on Twitter, everybody's been warned. Everybody has been warned. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate everybody's introduction. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Midsummer Scream was freaking awesome. Oh, my. I want to start off with Jen. What was your favorite thing of Midsummer Scream? Like, how do you sum it up, Jen? It was an incredible time for me. How did it go for you?
My favorite part, waiting 3.5 hours in the sun.
I went 10 on that. I went on that, yep.
No, overall, it was really fun. I think over the last few years, the event has really grown. So it was really crowded. I hope next year, if it keeps growing, we could probably move it to a bigger location. Or I think how in your live stream, I think Noah was saying, use the theater, the other theater that's like right outside the convention center for big panels like Horror Nights, because it was such an S show trying to get into the panel. But overall, the event was really fun. Lionsgate was amazing. And if that's what we can expect from Six Flags, we're in trouble at Universal.
Man. Junior, your first time to Midsummer Scream. What'd you think, man?
I fucking loved it. It was awesome. Awesome. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I had so much fun at Comic-Con. My honest truth. Midsummer Scream. I love that Lionsgate, the haunted house. It was freaking awesome. It got me a lot of good scares, but I enjoyed it a lot. There's so much stuff that you can do. I love the HHN panel. John Murray was on fire. He had the energy. You know, I'm excited to go again next year.
Oh yeah. Noah, I think you went all 3 days, right?
I did go all 3 days. Exhausted.
Hey, Midsummer Scream is a different grind. I felt like shit every day. Like, I don't know how else to, but like in a bad, like not in a good way. Like, it was just so exhausting in a fun way. Give us your experience, Noah. All 3 days. How'd it go?
Busy. That's the best way I can describe this weekend. Midsummer Scream. If you're going and planning to to listen to all of these panels about all the major haunts and stuff, you're literally busy from start to finish. You have no breaks in between. You're not finding anything to eat. You're not getting a drink of anything. You can barely run to the restroom if someone holds your spot. It's literally everything is back to back to back. So it's just a crazy weekend. And I wish that Midsummer Scream would spread it out a little bit more, so we had a little bit more time to enjoy like the show floor and stuff like that. But overall, crazy weekend, and we got some really cool stuff to talk about and really good announcements from all these major events.
And Brian Sevilla, you did you go all 3 days or just a couple days?
I was there all 3 days. Yeah, I specifically went Friday just so I could kind of do things a little more casual on the floor and the Hall of Shadows, because by Saturday you want to be in those panels.
Yeah.
And Sunday you don't want to be trying to go through the Hall of Shadows or too much on the floor, or you're gonna miss the main part of the whole event. So one thing I will say, that floor had some amazing displays. I've never seen the intricacy that they put into those things. Right right when you go down the escalators, you went in that main floor. It was awesome.
Yeah, they went really hard this year at Midsummer Scream. When you walk in, you had LA Hayride, Fright Fest with a big ass display, Horror Nights with a big display, and Dark Harbor with a big ass display. So just big ass displays all in front of you. Like you don't even know where to begin to walk with. Did any of you guys just feel like extremely hungry and dehydrated from all this?
The whole weekend.
Saturday.
The entire weekend.
My
Yep,
bad experience was waiting outside in line. Outside.
Oh my god.
I was sweating like a pig. It was so hot outside. People were yelling at the employee like, "Let us fucking in already! It's hot out here!" Like, what's taking so long? Open the door, let us in. And this is for real, but that's my bad experience.
After the Horror Nights panel, I went to Korean barbecue.
Oh, of course.
So, yeah.
I feel like you need something like that. Like all you can eat, just go hard. Because Midsummer Scream, there is no thought of like eating or drinking water. It's just pure Halloween 24/7.
Man, you have to go to your local taco, man, just after that. Some beer and tacos.
All right. We got a lot to talk about. This might be like a 2-hour live stream or more because this was a jam-packed weekend that we had. I want to start off with this. I want to ask you guys. You guys could all chip in whenever you want. Which haunt walked away with you're just fucking hyped? Like the panel that they provided, the displays or whatever they had for like marketing at Midsummer Scream. Which haunt is the one that you walked away of like, I can't wait to do this? I kind of feel like I know the answer, but I just want to ask. I just want to ask you guys.
13th floor entertainment.
13th floor?
13th floor and everything they're offering this year, from Delusion to LA Hayride to Dark Harbor to Magic of the Jack-O-Lanterns to, all their events. I'm just, the announcements we got from them were absolutely insane this weekend and lots of really cool stuff to look forward to.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Jen? I'm curious to hear yours.
I think panel-wise, Horror Nights was the most hype. I think everyone was excited. Murdy had a lot of energy. But, still, if we're thinking about the event as a whole, I'm still really excited for Six Flags, even though they didn't announce anything new. But walking through Lionsgate made me think like, Six Flags has a lot of these properties. If this is what we can expect from it, and then I'm excited. And then the same thing, like Noah said, the 13th floor, like, Dark Harbor's back. They have Delusion, Haunted Hayride. Like they're going hard.
Yeah. What about you, Brian?
I mean, I'm not going to be shy. It was Halloween Horror Nights. They brought it. They brought it, man. They brought it hard. I think having gone to most of the panels and just seeing what they had to offer and explain and share, what Murdy had to share and show, it was just it was everything what everybody wanted. When I turned around, almost every other seat had someone with their phone in the air shooting video of it. It was just it was everything we all wanted. But I do think that Dark Harbor is is second place. I really felt I didn't get to see 13th floor, so I don't know what they had in that panel, but Dark Harbor had a lot of things I didn't know because I've never been to that event. So I'm really, really intrigued and really hyped for that one as well.
Hell yeah. And Junior, what about you? How many panels were you able to do, or was it just one?
Just one, but I'm gonna go with Brian on this way. Halloween Horror Nights. John Murray has a lot. He had a lot of energy. So when he announced the Chainsaw Massacre, I'm all excited to get inside the house. The way he explained the multiverse and all that, I'm excited. I cannot wait to see that house.
For sure.
But for the most disappointing one was Six Flags, honestly, because they didn't announce anything. I thought they were announced like Freddy or Pennywise, something like that. But
I know, like
Andre, what about you? How do you feel about like what won you over at all of this weekend?
Oh, come on, baby. You know me. Horror Nights, man. I have to go for
Ah,
Horror Nights.
damn!
Horror Nights, man. Horror Nights.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. You know, John Murdy, he really went hard with this panel. And I didn't, when they announced Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he was just like, oh, Six Flags thinks they can do it better than Texas Chainsaw Massacre? He's like, motherfucker, get out of here. I'll do a better one than you.
Dude, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. I got a chance to do Fright Fest, Knott's, Dark Harbor, and Scary Farm, and I did get a chance to do. I think it's called the Drag Show, Living of the Dead, or Living with the Drag.
Oh, okay.
By the way, it was awesome. I couldn't. The drag show. This is 2 years in a row. I've done it with my sister. A blast. It's literally a blast.
Nice.
But we missed it because we didn't know it was happening. Because like Midsummer Scream, I all this money they're making, they gotta make a better user friendly app. And Midsummer Scream lets you put like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I do this, and it lets you favorite them. But none of those give you notifications, so it's like they go into the abyss. And if you have a AT&T phone, your phone is garbage. It literally doesn't work at Long Beach Convention Center. Anybody else have cell phone internet issues?
Yes, it was terrible.
Wow.
I did.
That
especially on the
was a
show floor.
flatline comment.
What'd you say, Jed?
My internet issues were on the show floor a lot. Like I would be like at no bars, and then at the SOS, and then all of a sudden I'm at 5G.
I have Verizon. My phone will always be on 5G.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Verizon.
Sometimes LTE though. Sometimes.
Verizon is the only phone that works in Long Beach Convention Center. Like nothing else works.
That sucks.
But I before I go into what I think won, and we'll go deeper into a lot of stuff today. I wanna recap this. We all recently saw Robert Downey Jr. come out as Doom. I literally felt like whatever that feeling felt like, the crowd was going nuts like that at Midsummer Scream when freaking John Murdy announced that this house. I want to relive this moment. I haven't been able to watch it. I want to watch this whole live stream again because this shit went hard. All right, let me play it.
All right. What should we do? By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. You guys ready for an announcement right out of the gate here?
Damn! Hey, dude. John Murdy was like, oh, motherfucker. Look at this shit. Look at the extra arm. He was like, Texas Chainsaw. Look at this.
He's all animated.
Dude, he's like, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, watch it. Dude, so I went to all these panels. John Murdy laid the hammer. He just laid the hammer. It was the last panel of this whole event. And for me, when John Murdy hit the stage, like it was like electricity. And I'm not trying to like. I think the best way to say it, like, I'm not trying to be over the top on like praising John Murdy, but like it's well deserved. He's the king. He's the freaking king.
Yeah.
He's the freaking king. And when he announced Texas Chainsaw Massacre, for me it was like, no way, multiverse.
That took me by surprise when he announced the multiverse. I was like, what the fuck? What?
I literally was, everybody. I think all the thousands of people that were there, what the fuck did he just say? It was literally like that. It was literally like that, dude. We got to go into the first house, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the legacy of Leatherface. Oh my gosh. I want to start off with Mr. Scary Dre, man. What's your opinion on this Texas Chainsaw house, dude?
Well, the way how Murdy presented it, like how he introduced it, I was like, when he announced the multiverse, I'm like, oh shit. So John is trying to go the Marvel route of Horror Nights, and now we're gonna get different versions of Leatherface throughout all the films, from including the remakes too. So I was like, oh, so he's gonna do it with an original story, which I do applaud him for, because if he can go more original with this house and like make the story like strong and compelling as you're walking through it, I'm all in for it, because this is a different take. Even though yes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a repetitive property at Halloween Horror Nights, we've seen it many times in the past, but to have this take on it, I'm super fucking excited for this one. And I know when he mentioned that it was gonna smell really bad, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to walk through this one. I for sure as hell do not want to walk through this one on a full stomach, because then you're gonna throw up all over the place, just smelling dead bodies and stuff.
Me and Dre know all about that, huh, Dre?
Yeah, dude. Remember, if we thought the freaking Exorcist smelled bad, this is just gonna smell 10 times worse.
Oh yeah.
Number one rule: do not eat first.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go in the house first, and then you eat.
All right, listen, y'all. We're gonna throw this out there. If you're gonna do Texas Chainsaw Massacre as your first house, don't go on a full stomach, because you're more than likely bound to throw up as you're walking through it.
Yeah, no kidding.
And he emphasized that, like, this will smell nasty. Like, it will. It will smell nasty.
Yeah.
You're in a meat factory.
Yeah,
crazy. Let's go into Noah. Noah, what'd you think of this Texas Chainsaw Massacre house?
I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna be the one to shit all over John Murdy.
No.
That's why. Hey, I love all opinions. That's why it's good to have everybody here. We don't all have to be on the same page.
I'm not a John Murdy fan at all. My eyes couldn't roll further back in my head when everybody was cheering for him. But I will say,
you and Daddy.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is awesome. I love the movie. I cannot wait to see it come alive at Horror Nights. So I was really excited for that. Right at the beginning of the panel, I was like, oh gosh, here we go. And then he announced Texas Chainsaw, and I was immediately brought back in. And normally his history lessons kind of bore everybody because they're just long and they take forever. But this one I thought was really interesting because you got to see not only the history lesson, but then you got to see each one of the Leatherfaces as they were going down the line of this like meat processing plant.
Yep. Jen, I want to hear your opinion next. What'd you think when you heard all this?
At first, I think we all kind of saw it coming. We saw Texas Chainsaw coming. And at first, before the announcement, I was like, all right, let's get it over with. We're going to have Leatherface again. Cool. But this whole multiverse thing, I think it's kind of cool. It's like a new concept, and it's kind of cool that you get to see all the basically variants of Leatherface, and you get just like you get another part of the story that we haven't really seen before, but it all connects to the original at the end.
Yeah,
that's a really cool concept. So I think it'll be something new. I know we were all worried that it's going to be another repeat. It's going to be the same, but I think this is a new concept, and I'm excited to see it. And of course, we're gonna expect more barbecue in the lower lot.
Oh yeah.
Hey, lock it in. Barbecue something. We're gonna be where the pizza.
That foot-long hot dog. There you go.
Yeah, foot-long hot dog for sure coming back.
Don't buy the drink.
Yeah.
Brian, you go next. What'd you think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I mean, on the down low, like I was actually kind of hyped for this house. I'm like, he's gonna do something really over the top or really nasty with this house. I figured, But then going into it, he was like the multiverse. And right away, I'm like, what are we gonna get? Like superhero in Leatherface or in a leotard or whatever? But obviously, no, that's not gonna be the case. And I'm actually like you guys. I'm really hyped for this house. The amount of detail he went into with everything, so much backstory to it. He knows what he's doing, obviously. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one a lot. Other than the smells, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how we're
Yeah.
going to survive that. I'm going to have to bring
gonna
some
be
smelling salts or something for me and whoever's with me.
I feel like it's gonna smell horrible from the
Yeah.
beginning to end. Why
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
it? You're in a meat factory. There's no
Yeah.
there's no mercy here, right?
No, God, no.
So I can imagine all the people that are gonna be drinking and eating, and then they go through this one.
God.
They're gonna be like, "Huh?"
Don't tell me that.
I'm going to walk out looking if I stepped on something or stepped in something.
Yeah,
This is gonna be House of the Year for sure. So
yeah.
Conductor, you go next. What'd you think, man? The Legacy of Leatherface.
Oh, dude, the title alone gets me excited. And then, like you guys are all saying about the multiverse, because we've heard that time and time again with the Avengers and all the movies and spin-offs and whatnot. So I'm super excited to see all different variations of Leatherface, from the original all the way to the recent movie that they had. I'm more than blown away. I'm super excited. I'm going to be doing the RIP tour the first night, so that's probably one of the first houses I hope to hit. One of the things I can say is I do respect John Murdy above anything else I can possibly imagine, because I do like the fact that in some of his panels that he's done, obviously this Midsummer Scream and past ones where he's gone into intimate detail, it kind of shows how much hard work he does on a day-to-day operations to bring these houses, bring these characters, bring the stories to life. That's in ultimate respect, and that's why I think we can all agree he is the king of horror.
Yeah,
without doubt.
Junior, do we ask you already? We haven't asked you. Yeah,
no,
what'd you think? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Legacy of Leatherface. You got to see it in person, dog.
Yeah. Well, look.
Hey, hold on. Before you go, give us your experience, because you almost missed that panel.
Yeah.
Give me your experience. How did it go to do the Horror Night panel as general admission? I just want to hear.
Waiting in line outside, that was terrible, man. I wanted to go home. Like, fuck this, I'm going home, man. I'm not gonna wait in line. But look, a couple of months ago, when they dropped the speculation map and they says Leatherface coming back, like, what? Again? We just fucking had him like 3 years ago. Why is he coming back again?
Yeah.
Can he be on hiatus for another 10 years? Like, give him a break. But when he announced it at Midsummer and said something about Moto, I'm like, fuck me, all right. I'm down for this. This should be really good. Like John is the king. He's the godfather of HHN. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows. Without him, HHN would not even exist. So I'm excited for this maze. I'm excited now. This is my number one maze. And this will be the house of the year. It will. Trust me, it will.
It's going to be hard to beat this house.
It is.
At any event.
Yeah. The all nine Leatherface, that's awesome. All 9. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that. But I'm not excited for the smell, though. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that.
That was like my issue with Exorcist Believer last year, is that I loved it, but it just smelled like shit. Like I couldn't keep doing it, dude. I don't even know how the workers did it. I want to say this right now. Shout out to all the workers that are being cast to bring this freaking nightmare to life of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Legacy of Leatherface. That has to be a hard house to work. It has
you know
to,
what,
right?
though? You know what's funny is when I used to work at a horror-themed escape room, and we would use smells all the time. And one of the smells we would use was literally called Slaughterhouse. For the first maybe week or two, it was like the worst place to work at. Oh my goodness. But now it's funny listening to everybody talk about the smells because I don't get fazed by them anymore walking through Horror Nights. I know exactly what to expect. I'm like, oh, this smells like that. That's fine. Like, I can get through it. But it's funny listening to everybody and like how they're so exaggerated on these smells. And I'm just already so used to them that like it's crazy. I bet you some of these scare actors the first week are probably just like, yeah, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Come on, I had a kid vomit on my shoes. That's it.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
no.
I remember Exorcist
Remember
Believer.
remember
Exorcist
we were
Believer.
The Last of Us.
Yeah. Oh no, The Last of Us.
Oh,
We
I was
were
with
live
you
for The
guys.
Last of Us, and the kid vomit on my show. I'm like, oh, what the hell?
God. That's
Damn.
disgusting.
It was red. It was red color. Like, oh, god dang.
Is there one or like two leather faces that kind of like that's the one I really want to see?
The remake.
That's what I want to ask you guys. What do you guys think?
The dinner scene with the makeup on the face. I want to see that leather face.
Oh, okay. I know which one Noah's talking about.
I'm looking forward to the Texas Chainsaw 3D because we never saw that HHN. Never did.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Mondo, can you add Jen back in here real quick?
Oh, we lost her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got cut out.
Hold on. I got you. Let me where are we at? There we go. All right. Can you hear us, Jen?
It says speaker, but she's not saying anything.
There, hold on.
All right, I'm back.
Oh,
there we go. I was like, we lost Jen. Is there one or two leather faces that you're looking forward to the most, Jen?
Probably the 2003 one, only because I remember being in third grade when that movie came out, and I snuck into the theater to watch it, and I was like, what the hell is this? But you know, I was like, when I was starting to get into horror and all of that, so I was an impressionable third grader. But so I'm really excited to see that one, and of course the classic.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the classic the most.
Yeah.
For me, I was in high school when the first time I ever saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you know, it's obviously a jacked up, terrifying movie. But what really fucked me up was like, wait, this shit's real? Like that ending of the original? Because did it feel like that for you guys, where like they try to make it seem like it was real?
Yes.
Yeah.
It made me not want to go to Texas ever.
Yeah, I was afraid when I saw the remake, actually, because that's the one I'm really looking forward to the most, because I remember back in 2007 and 2008 when they did the remake versions of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Those were the 2 years that I really, really wanted to go to HHN.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to experience them. I know, Junior, you got to experience it.
I can tell you guys I can tell you all about it. Yes, when I first went in 2007, I was 8 years old.
Yeah, I was still in high school at that time. I was just going into high school when they started doing those two versions of Leatherface. But like every year they kept hyping it up, and I'm like, dang it, I didn't get to see it. But now, you know, I'm gonna be able to see the 2003 version since because that back then when they did the remakes, everybody kept saying it was like the highest rated maze that Horror Nights had ever did. So because of how real it was.
It was the scariest maze though too, and one scary that had a real chainsaw. That was more scary.
Yes, that's
scary
the
as
one.
fuck.
Yeah,
One real one. It did. That was the scariest one for me. I was so scared. I didn't even want to go in there. I was only 8 years old, but I was so scared to go in there.
Since we're in the conversation of smelling horrible, is there one house to everybody that like stands out? Like, yeah, that's the one that smelled the worst out of all the years that you've done. Like, and this is not just Horror Night, just houses in general, anywhere. Is there like one or two houses that stand out that just smelled horrible?
I think it has to be damn, I don't know. It's between Holidays in Hell and Leatherface. I don't know.
Really?
Damn, Holidays in Hell? Which part?
The
Leprechaun part.
Leprechaun and Thanksgiving. Leprechaun and Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The Leprechaun was like a nasty footlocker.
It was.
Yeah, I remember that. I think the nastiest one for me was the first time they brought The Exorcist, and then when they had the Clowns 3D behind the Mummy, there was that scene where we walk through and there's all those toilets all around. I think that
Oh
was
yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
Oh,
for me, besides Exorcist Believer, Saw from 2017, I remember that maze. Like when I walked out, I was gagging. It smelled.
oh, I forgot to mention. I don't know if it was Titan the Terror or the original Leatherface 2012, but that smelled kind of smelled like tamales. It was that bad.
Yeah, I think it was 2012, dude, because I went through
2012,
that. I
right?
remember
Was it
going through that
2012?
one.
Yeah.
Wait, you're telling me Leatherface smell like tamales?
Yeah, it smelled like tamales. It smelled bad.
I think it was 2012, Junior. I think it was
It was
that one.
2012, right? 2012, yeah, it was 2012.
Yeah, it was 2012.
Yeah, it was 2012.
Hey, Tom Brady
smelled
must
bad.
have been like, "Do we get the right smell, guys?"
Yeah, no kidding.
It smelled bad. It smelled like tamales, though. It did.
They're like, damn, is somebody
Leatherface,
cooking tamales up in here?
Yeah, that's what it
Leatherface's
felt
mom
like.
was cooking in the back.
Leatherface
Yeah, they did it for
tamales.
I was
They did it for the
hungry.
scare actors. They're like, oh, we're bringing tamales tonight for the scare actors.
Yeah, no
Hey,
kidding, right?
to me, like I could just feel I could feel that room when I walk into it. Is that creep show the fucking nasty kitchen? You guys remember that?
Oh God!
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
2019. Yeah.
2019 creep show. It was always like, what is this place?
And you know what's the worst thing for me was because I had Panda just before I walked in there, and believe me, I felt like down sick to the point where I couldn't even stand up anymore. Oh my God, dude! I remember that.
Yeah.
And then having to walk all the way back from the metro sets to the main park, that was awful. That
Yeah.
was torture.
Oh, yeah.
The creep show and honestly, Exorcist Believer's up there for me because it was like, I literally started covering my face. Like, I don't want to smell this.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
That-
For
that
me, it's
barn
holidays
scene.
in hell.
Yeah.
For me, it's holidays in hell. Leprechaun, Thanksgiving, those two. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Smell so
What
bad.
about-
I'll tell you, I love when they incorporate smells that don't smell nasty, but smell like the scene you're in. Like if you're outside in the woods and you can smell grass and you can smell, trees and like you smell like you're outside. I love when Horror Nights does that because it literally brings you to that location.
Yeah.
I think I never got to do this, but all the people I've talked to, they always say the same thing. The best smelling house, Krampus. Can anybody argue that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my
Gingerbread cookies.
favorite one, dude. I freaking love that
Gingerbread
name.
cookies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gingerbread cookies.
Is there a better smelling house than that one?
No.
No, that one
Krampus.
smelled so
Krampus
good.
smells so good.
I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay in there throughout the whole
I
maze.
know.
I'm like, can I just stay in here? I'm like, it smells good in this one.
Dude, Andre, do you not remember that? I think it was one of the days me and you went together. We probably went through Krampus, 5 times in a row?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did early entry, and I remember we did that, and we were like the first ones that went in, and we got like all the good jump scares, and the actors were on such high energy, but the scents were super strong in there, and I was like, oh man, it smells so good. Like I literally did not want to leave. And then I think it was Halloween too, when they did Hell Comes to Haddonfield, because it smelled like pumpkin in there too.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah, I
remember,
didn't want to leave that one
remember
either. That one smelled so good.
Yeah, it did.
Did Ghostbusters smell like marshmallows too?
You know what's funny? It did.
I'm gonna say no for me, but my
me
nose
neither,
sucks.
not for me.
I can never smell anything sometimes.
Me neither. I didn't smell anything.
The Christmas scene in Chucky last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just gonna bring that up.
Smoke.
Yeah. We got Alex Asuma. He says my favorite maze scent is Room 13 at Scary Farm. The boiler room scent for some reason is so addicting to me. Smells like Pirates of the Caribbean. I never got a chance to do Room 13. That must have been from a while ago.
The Devil's Elixir is like crack.
Room 13 is last year?
Room 13's last year.
Oh my gosh.
Right there behind the arcade.
God, I forgot. For some reason, I was thinking Room 13 was like one of the escape rooms or something that Scary Farm did.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Trapped.
That's Trapped. All right, I want to go into this good question. Big shout out and thank you for the super chat, Sean. I can't wait to talk about this with you guys. Do the multiverse with Halloween and Friday the 13th, Jason X. So John Murdy just opened the floodgates. Which one is it that's getting anniversary soon, Andre?
Well, Halloween will be celebrating. It'll be another 4 years for Halloween because in 2028, that's when the film will celebrate its 50th anniversary.
It's
So
50th.
we have quite a while to go with that one.
Yeah.
Does John go hard in a freaking multiverse Michael Myers house? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I think he will.
I say Freddie should have got he should have came this year. 40th anniversary.
Yes, dude,
this
for real.
year. Freddie, come on, man. What about Freddie? Universal did him 30, man.
Maybe
Yeah.
the multiverse thing is just a 50th. Maybe he says that or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, imagine it. Okay, so imagine 4 years from now, if Soundstage 12 is still not, it's still there and it's not demolished yet. Imagine having a house based off of Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddy, and putting it in that soundstage, dude.
Yeah.
Multiverse, dude.
Oh, heck yeah, heck.
I would do that one a lot.
I would. Hell yeah.
What do you think, Jen? Multiverse Michael, could that work?
It could, as long as I don't hear Evil Dies Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I almost feel like it would have to be it, but I wonder what kind of original storyline he could go in with the Michael Myers. I don't know. That's a hard one.
That's a tough one.
You know, John Murder will add Halloween Ends in there too, at the meat grinder at the end of their maze.
Oh yeah,
he will.
That's a separate IP though, isn't it? It's a different one than the
Blumhouse,
original.
Yeah, Blumhouse.
Yeah.
But he'll put them together though, because he did part 4. And he did the first, the original, and part 2 also.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And Halloween 3 too.
It was supposed to come in 3 years ago, but it got scrapped. So
I know.
Halloween 4. Yeah, it was supposed to be 2020.
I'm so disappointed that one never got to see the light of day.
I know, dude.
We were supposed to have Beetlejuice that year, 2020. 4 years ago.
That sucked.
Does Jason deserve to come back to Horror Nights?
Oh, yeah, he does.
He does. 16 years, man. 16 years, he does. Freddie and Jason, they both do, man. 16 years.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I asked him that when I had the interview opportunity. Is Jason or Freddie ever coming back? I should have.
But if we do Freddie, are we going to get that remake with the kid from the Bad News Bears that played Freddie or whatever?
Oh yeah,
get that version too.
I really didn't like the remake that much. I mean, I know they did it.
Yeah.
I know they had it back in 2010, but I didn't get to do it at that time. The line was too long for it. I did do the Friday the 13th remake one, and that one scared the shit out of me so badly when I first went through it. Like, they were just on high energy with all the actors back then too. So that's the only one I remember doing back in 2010.
Yeah. The remakes, houses, they were really awesome. They were.
Oh, they were.
But the movie was fucking awful.
The movie was shit.
Fucking awful.
I hated that one.
The Maze was good, but the Maze was good, but the movie was fucking awful.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. I want to keep the conversation going. I don't know if everybody, I kind of feel like everybody here got a chance to see Fright Fest panel. Let's get into it. Trick or Treat seemed to dominate the conversation for Fright Fest. What is everybody's thoughts walking away or listening to Fright Fest panel? What do you guys think? How did it make you feel?
I just felt disappointed because, like I said earlier, I thought there were not like more IPs, hoping for Freddy or Pennywise, something like that. But regardless, I'm still gonna go to Fright Fest. It's been 9 years for me. My excitement is still there. Hopefully they do a really good job. I know they put a lot of money in there. Hopefully, they do a good job. Hopefully, so we'll see.
What about you, Andre?
I mean, having Trick or Treat going to Fright Fest this year, I mean, that is going to be a bit of a challenge because it was a huge success at Horror Nights back in 2018. So having Six Flags to take on this IP, and it is very popular amongst the fans. So, I'm hoping that they can do a good job with this one. I mean, hopefully the story is maybe the sets will be a little bit better, but who knows? So that's just my thing on it. And then, of course, they are getting Stranger Things since we just had Stranger Things last year at the event.
Yeah.
So we have to see how they're going to do it with this year. So this year with Six Flags having the IPs, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for them. But I believe that they're going to do such a good job. I know they're going to, the actors are going to do a fantastic job. But, we'll see how everything plays out this year for them.
What about you, Noah? I want to hear from you. You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was
you were
there. I was there, front row. I will say, jumping back into this Horror Nights thing, I don't think we're gonna get Freddy or Jason at Horror Nights before Fright Fest takes it. I think it's gonna be coming to Fright Fest before we see it again at Horror Nights. But I think Trick or Treat's gonna be awesome. That's a fan favorite. That's an IP that people have been asking to see again, and seeing it now at a different park is going to be interesting. It's going to be a new, fresh take on this IP and something, we're not really used to seeing with John Murdy stuff. So I think it'll be cool. They had some really good announcements, and let's not forget, Six Flags was the entire talk of the horror community before Midsummer Scream. Everybody was excited for Six Flags Fright Fest Extreme.
What about you, Jen? Did you get a chance to hear this panel or no?
Yeah, I heard it. If I can't ride Goliath with Sam, I don't want it. I'm just kidding. I'm excited only because Trick or Treat is one of my favorite movies. So I'm excited to see their take on it. And again, if we can expect like what we saw from Lionsgate, considering they have Saw, Six Flags has Saw. If they team up together and we can get something like that, that'd be cool. But again, like I'm gonna go in with semi low expectations, only because I feel like last year everybody was so hyped for Conjuring and for Saw, and when we you walk through it and it was like, all right, it's cool, but I think a lot of us are so used to like Horror Nights production and not Scary Farm production, so that's where they have to compete in. So I'm excited to see how they do this, especially these are big IPs. So my thought is they probably have the budget to bring these IPs to life.
I also want to just touch upon they made it very clear in the panel that they had these partnerships. They kept talking about our partnership with Netflix and our partnership with this. So I'm hoping that with these partnerships, they're going to bring in some experts, some people from Netflix, people from, the Conjuring universe, and, those people to kind of approve and guide them in which direction to go. And not to mention, they called in some of John Cook's team at Plague Productions to build some of their mazes last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to use that team again, but we already know John Cook's stuff is awesome. All the Scary Farm stuff and all the Lionsgate house this year at Midsummer Scream was all John Cook and his team, and a lot of the stuff at LA Hayride is too. So if he's on this, I can see the production level just jumping a complete different level.
All right. What about you, conductor?
So personally, for me, I'm super excited. Like Jen said, Trick or Treat is one of my favorite horror movies besides Halloween and Michael Myers. I watched your video. I've watched other videos from Midsummer Scream. I was super excited. My only thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, they are going to have the most houses available at for the Halloween season for any Halloween event. So that's a lot of houses to build to put detail in, to make sure they run smooth, to make sure they're operated correctly. And like you all said, they're all major IPs, and I wish them the utmost best on upscaling these houses and really showing what Fright Fest can do with them. But again, there's a lot of, how can I put it? There's a lot of eyeballs on them, because again, a lot of these properties are big A-list properties, and if you have that many houses and you're going to brag, oh yeah, we have these many houses compared to Horror Nights, compared to Knott, so on and so on, you got to put your money where your mouth is. So, but I'm super excited, without a doubt.
All right.
I don't know if you guys know, but they changed the date.
They did change the date.
Yeah, is that true? Is that true? Is it like on the website?
Their website.
September
20th. Website right now, and they
Oh,
back to the 7th.
September 20th.
It was supposed to be the 13th, wasn't it?
No, the 7th. It was supposed to be the 7th.
Oh, the 7th. Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying a different date. Is this true?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to
saw that they
September
changed
20th.
it. I saw they changed it on their website like a few days ago, and I just looked again, and it's changed back to the 7th on their website.
What the hell? I'm looking at the 20th right now.
Are you serious? Yours says the 20th.
Yeah, mine says the 20th.
I'm going to Fright Fest right now. Let me look at my phone.
Go for it. Well, that would be interesting, because if it's on the 7th, that's 2 days after HHN Hollywood starts. And if it's the 20th, it's the day after Not Scary Farm starts. No?
Here's the thing.
That's
for
correct,
me,
Conductor.
I would much rather these theme parks have their dates further in the season.
Yeah.
And then if they get stuff done and can open sooner, great, do that.
Yeah.
But I would much rather them have their dates already set for further and then move them up if they get stuff early, rather than move them back.
Well, I feel like they changed it because of the amazing that they're building. They probably don't have time. That's what's going on.
It's really funny you all say that, because me and Andre have been saying that for years with Hollywood, with HHN, because it always seems like Orlando, they're announcing dates as early as April. And what frustrates the hell out of me and him, and I'm sure a lot of people, is it's like, why can't we get dates at least maybe May, June, so we can kind of plan? Again, I kind of feel like Orlando takes that spot, because we're hearing dates, we're seeing houses announced in, like I said, in mid to late April. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the difference is that Orlando is so original based that they have these concepts that they can announce. As for us, we're IP based, so there's a lot of like rights that have to go in. Like, kind of like, think of it when we had a horror hotel. We were supposed to have Evil Dead. God knows what happened that they scrapped at the last minute. So I feel like that's a lot of what's going on, and I think that's what went on this year, because if you notice, I think our announcements have been a little delayed compared to last year.
That is true. So maybe on that aspect, I get it about now announcing houses, but I think personally we should get dates early, so people can plan.
The dates I do agree with. Yeah.
When I look up Fright Fest, it gives me September 7th. When I look at
I was the same. I think going back into that too, with dates and announcements of houses, it's hard for us to do that because we're a production studio. Orlando's not. Orlando is a theme park. Yeah. And that's all they got to worry about. They can throw these houses up whenever, hide them in the back whenever. We have to worry about scheduling. If someone comes in and says, we're dropping $500 million on this new show and we want to record it right here and now, Horror Nights is going to have to move around that, which is why I think some of the backlots have been, taken up, and some of these studios have not been used, is because production times and things like that. So that's always like a weird thing that we have to work around here.
It's interesting you say that, because I kind of feel the same way. A lot of productions whether it's TV shows, commercials, movies, etc., I think we're still suffering from COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well, that and the strikes.
up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Weird.
But I also think it's like, you know, Orlando is viewed as a resort,
Yeah.
and like people tend to travel for Universal Orlando. As for us, I feel like
Correct.
we're just a theme park, and there's just like I feel like Universal doesn't see it as a resort as to where people plan and travel to. But I know they're trying to expand and they're trying to aim for that.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I can confirm on that because they are in the works of building the on-site hotel right in front of security where it sits at the present time. So they are trying.
let me see. Is Fright Fest Extreme with front of the line worth it? Look at this. I want to tweet this real quick so I could bring it up to everybody. I looked up how much Fright Fest with front of the line cost,
Yeah.
and it is $140 for Fright Fest.
That's
not
almost
bad.
our frequent fear.
That's not bad.
Let me ask you, what's your guys' opinion on $140? Like $140.
I think
Yeah.
I think you have to know that all the houses are going to be there to spend that 140. You know, like you're going on the 7th. I wouldn't plan on everything being ready to go.
No.
You know, and dropping your 140 for that. I mean, I hate to say it because I want it to succeed, but
Yeah.
I also don't want people to show up and be like, "What the fuck, man?"
I know.
Where's trick or
You show
treat?
up,
Where's trick or
it's like-
treat?
It's funny. You show up with that, and like you get a announcement saying like, "Oh, some of the houses are closed down." We like, what? I'm like, "Are you serious?" So I paid almost $150 for that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why I want to
Yeah.
wait till it's all completed. I want to wait. I don't
Yeah.
want to buy it right away. No, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, imagine you spend $140 on front of the line. You go and like not everything is open, but they're like, but you get a $10 churro.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what you get at Six Flags? $12 water bottle.
That's fucking ridiculous.
How the fuck is it so expensive at Six Flags? Or like $25 a meal? Like that's fucking expensive, man.
Dude,
How is that possible?
I can't
And
believe
then
there's
now
$12 water.
with this merger with Cedar Fair, it's like, are the prices going to triple even more now?
Possibly.
Yeah.
We could see that both at Six Flags and Not Scary Farm.
That's the one thing I'm scared about is like how they raise their prices. You know, I mean, just looking at the two events, Fright Fest and on Horror Nights, because they're if you're kind of in the middle of both of those parks, it's like, which one should I go to? You know, and you're like, well, they're both, $70 or more. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, who are you going to spend it on? You know, like I feel like if I'm not like near Six Flags, I'm definitely going to go to Horror Nights no matter what. You know.
Yeah.
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 Man.
My thing is like I don't mind a price increase if it's within reason, because I'd much rather pay a little extra to have less crowds there and be able to do everything than pay a reasonable price and get through 2 mazes a night because everything was so long and so crowded you could barely walk. If you wanted water, you had to stand in an hour line. I'd much rather them manage it monetary wise and eliminate a majority of people coming, because maybe it is expensive or maybe they're going to dish out that extra money to pay for a front of the line, but I think in the end it would be worth it.
Well, okay, so it's interesting you bring that up. I want to ask you guys, because I don't know how many of you did RIP last year for HHN. I've been doing it since 2021. One thing that I was kind of frustrated on with all the money I spent for the RIP ticket was the fact that each house had the RIP tour line, but you can only go through it once with the tour guide. After your tour was over with, you can only use Express. I thought that was one of the most stupidest things imaginable. If you're paying for an RIP tour ticket, and let's say like myself on the 5th, I'm doing it at 5:20, so I should be done by 8:45, 9 o'clock. And let's say the park doesn't close until midnight, 1 o'clock. You're telling me now I can't use the RIP tour line anymore? I have to use Express? How many people are going to be using Express?
Back then, you were able to use
Yes,
the
that's what I'm
VIP.
getting to.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember.
They need to go back to that, especially with you dropping that much money.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of like
RIP
it
line.
was kind of give and take, because I think like the more people that used that throughout the night, it really jammed up some of the GA lines. So, I mean, I remember going through and being like, whoa, there's another group and another group. And
Yeah,
you just kind of stuck there watching it go by.
that's
So
true.
I don't know if that's why they did it, but, you know, I don't know.
Possibly, but I just kind of feel like if you're going to drop all that money for one night, you know,
Absolutely.
you want to get your money's worth.
Yeah, totally.
After Midsummer Scream, is there one IP that kind of got you more excited than the other from the Fright Fest panel? Because for me personally, it was kind of like, I don't know what to be excited for. Even though I know they went into detail a little bit about Trick or Treat, I walked away from Fright Fest very lackluster for me personally.
I felt like, well, what about the other IPs that they had? They like, I found it kind of suspicious that they didn't say like hardly anything at all.
Yeah.
Like I think they said like, well, we have details, but we can't tell you. Like,
that's
what's that? Yeah, like I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you or something, you know?
Yeah. They didn't want to show it to us. That's the thing. Yeah, they didn't want to show it to us.
Question like, do they even know what they're doing? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's odd.
Expectation is now very low. So I'm like, you know what? I just hope they do good, but we'll see. We'll see once they open. We'll see.
Bondo, when was the last time you were there? I think you showed like a picture of like a tent with nothing going on.
Oh yeah. Those
How
two
long
tents
ago was
together?
that?
Yeah, those two tents together. I saw that.
Yeah, let me bring it up real quick just so we could have like a visual.
I'm like, is that?
Was that 2 weeks ago?
No, dude, it's just last week.
Oh,
shit!
Yeah, this right here.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, hey, it's a month away, basically. That September 7th.
They haven't even started yet. Constructing it.
Oh my god!
Well,
You know what?
That's what makes me nervous.
I'm not.
They're waiting for Spirit Halloween to open to get the animatronics.
Meanwhile, Disney's got their merch out already.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm not mad at Six Flags though for not announcing really any details, because I'd much rather them keep their lips shut and then we see what happens on the opening night, or whenever we go through that maze, rather than us get all this concept art and all this stuff that they announce and they never deliver on that. That's something Disney's big in doing. When they announced Tiana's and it looked one way and now we're getting something completely different. Yeah. Like I'd much rather not be disappointed in that way and just kind of be surprised when it happens.
I agree with you, Noah, but they gotta sell this shit. I mean, they really need to let people know we're serious and we got our shit together. Yeah. At this point, it's a question mark. Yeah. I don't know what to say about it. It's just like,
I totally agree with that, because it's to the point now. It's like you said, we're a month away and they have tents with nothing in it, and it scares me.
$140.
I know. It's still scary though.
No, I'm saying like $140. $140, you might not get everything that is coming. I talked to a lot of people about Fright Fest at Midsummer Scream, and I just kind of had the same opinion. Like, if you do go to Fright Fest, wait till like the second week in October, right? That's like the best thing to say.
Yeah.
Do not go opening day, even though like you want to. I think waiting till the second week of October I would hope everything is open by then, but I don't know.
You would think.
I was just getting some Josh Tomorrow vibes in Fright Fest panel. Anybody else feel that way?
Yes.
Yeah. Churros are back.
Yeah.
Churros are back.
Exactly.
What's that other IP they got with the Vegas or whatever? What's that one?
Army of the Dead.
Yeah, Army of the Dead. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like they didn't really even say anything about that one at
No,
all.
they didn't.
No.
Nope. They didn't.
And that's an original. No, that's not IP based.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's. I think Netflix did do that one too.
Oh,
If I'm not
they
mistaken.
did?
Yeah. What were we gonna say?
No, I feel like they should start construction early, like in March, early next year. Six Flags.
Well,
Universal.
especially if they're going to go on the horn and say, "Oh yeah, look at us, we're going to have 11 houses." Yeah,
They got to start early. Construction. They have to.
Yeah, for me, when I walked away from Fright Fest, from like the explosion shot heard around the world last year of like Conjuring and Saw, to then come to Midsummer this year with zero announcement like of a house.
and that's when you want to announce stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I walked away with like, damn, they just blew their load a long time ago. I guess I don't know how else to say it. Like that was it.
They did.
Anybody else feel like that? Because that's how I walked away.
Yeah, they should have just waited till Midsummer 22 and that's all those IPs. Surprise.
Yeah, they could have easily dropped like a small trailer or something, like when they dropped that long video. But they should have waited for like at least the Conjuring and Trick or Treat or something at Midsummer or something. But I feel like they didn't announce much, or they should have at least shown like concept art for the houses, like what we could expect. But like I think we just saw the facades.
They didn't even show any of the monsters or the creatures.
Yeah,
so
nothing.
We don't know what we're looking
at.
They were just preparing. They were just preparing everyone for the D23 2024 announcement.
Disneyland forward.
Yeah, like I have to ask this. Do you guys think them going in a Trick or Treat so hard in this panel was that a mistake, or they should have gone into Stranger Things? Because it's either Trick or Treat or Stranger Things, right?
I feel like they did it because they had Michael Dougherty there, just because he was the director, creator of Trick or Treat. I think that's why they leaned so heavily into it, so that he can kind of put his input in it. But I think really that's the only reason why they leaned heavily into that maze, is because he was one of the guest speakers, and why not, pick his brain a little bit while he's sitting up there with them, and what better way to do it than talk about his maze, his creation.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm very excited. I can't wait to do all Fright Fest has to offer. It's just one of those things of like, can they deliver? Can these things be open a reasonable amount of time from opening date to who knows how long it could take? The reason I say that, because we saw Conjuring and Saw, and they weren't completed. And Saw had a lot of improvements going into Scream Break, where I was like, oh, that's what it was supposed to kind of be. Okay. I kind of get that vibe that like a lot of this stuff will be cool when Scream Break comes around. not even frightful. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Nonetheless, I'm still super excited. I feel like this is going to be an incredible year for Fright Fest. They just got a lot of pressure. All this IP, can you deliver? That's the question. Can you deliver?
I think what I'm the most curious about is like all the behind the scenes thing. Horror Nights is a big money maker for Stranger Things and for if Trick or Treat was there, like it's a big money grab. So it's like, what did Six Flags do and or say to Netflix to be like, pull away from Universal and let us take over? And is this the last time we're gonna see Stranger Things at Universal, or Like I want to know all that behind the scenes stuff.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, regarding Stranger Things, I personally think they wanted to give Six Flags Fright Fest the opportunity to see what they could do with Stranger Things, and it's really going to be a testament and an ultimate test to see what they do compared to what they've done with Horror Nights. So it's really going to, again, it's really going to determine on what happens this year.
And I feel like Fright Fest has a lot of pressure because we've seen what these properties can look like because we've seen Saw at Horror Nights. We've seen Stranger Things at Horror Nights. In a sense, we've seen Trick or Treat 2 at Horror Nights. So it's just like, damn, I don't know. It's hard to not compare, even though like we probably shouldn't. But it's like we we've seen these things already. So like I don't know. They have a lot to live up to. A lot to live up to. But I'm excited. The Saw house being kind of like it could have all the kills in there from everything. Same thing with Conjuring Universe. I think that's a wonderful idea. Is there any monster that you would like to, or any of the creature demons to come to life in Conjuring that you would like to see?
For me, it's just Annabelle and the Nun. Those two.
Yeah.
Anybody
I wanna see
else?
those.
I
want to know if they can pull off the Crooked Man from Conjuring 2 because he looked very menacing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, the
Oh
Crooked
yeah.
Man.
that one would be sick to see. Get it. I know, of course, it's going to involve a stilt walker because he is tall in the movie, but
Yeah.
that would be. If Six Flags can pull that off, then that's a win right there.
Yeah.
for sure.
You know what? I think like if they couldn't go super into detail on a lot of stuff for Fright Fest, they should have at least. I'm just saying, the reason you do panels at Midsummer is to hype up your most loyalist fans, the ones that are paying money to do Midsummer and are going to go to your Fright Fest. You
Yeah.
should have at least. This is a big disaster, and I'm being honest that they
Unless
didn't
you're
bring
not.
out. They didn't bring out the zombie Mr. Six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I being too picky on that, or you guys feel the same
No.
way?
No.
Nah,
I
that
feel the
that
same
that
way.
could have happened. 100%.
That
Without
they
a
should have
doubt.
had him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of those stilt walkers or somebody come out from the booth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would have pumped everybody up a little bit at least,
Yeah, because they had the Saw guy out there doing photo ops all day. They had like I think one stilt walker and then like a clown and a pirate guy and then like a Wizard of Oz guy. But none of that could have gone to the panel. I was shocked. Or at least bring out Sam, right? All this talk about like trick or treat. At least show us what Sam's gonna look like in person. That would have hyped me. I would have been like, that was awesome. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I think at the end of the panel, somebody was dressed up like him, and they were up there with Mike, and they were taking pictures, and then they were over at the booth, and everyone was crowding around them. But that would have been that would have made it a lot more exciting for sure.
Yep. All right, I want to move on the conversation. Not Scary Farm. Oh damn. Nightmares revealed August 22nd. All right, let's move on. I'm just kidding.
Well, the panel was at the Elvira panel. The real Knott's panel was at the Elvira panel. The other part, the Knott's panel, was just a history lesson.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell happened there?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about a deep dive into Waxworks at Midsummer Scream? To me personally, I felt like that was a disaster, dude. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, like interesting for like a tour or like something to read in the bathroom maybe, but not very exciting for the panel.
What do you think, Noah? Because you were there.
Yeah, it's always hard to talk about Scary Farm like just completely failing, because they've done some really cool things throughout their events in the past, and even last year I thought was an amazing event, and what they have planned for this year sounds cool. But I can agree, this panel was very just history lesson focused. It was one of those things that, like, I forgot who I was telling. I was telling them that whole panel right there, that could have been the Behind the Fog tour if they brought that back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would have enjoyed listening to them talk about all that stuff if we were actually walking through the maze and they were pointing it out and we were taking pictures and we were seeing it all firsthand. I think it would have been a lot better than sitting in a panel and listening to it. So I hope they bring that tour back, because I really, really enjoyed that tour, just because it was all hands-on. You got to walk through with the designers and with these people who are very knowledgeable about the whole thing and see it firsthand, rather than just sitting in a ballroom and listening to it.
I wish I could have gone.
I super agree that, was it called Beyond the Fog?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Beyond the Fog has to come back. I don't know why they let go of that. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. We got a comment from Dodger that says Knott's gets a small pass, as we knew they were doing their own announcement. Disagree. I disagree. You got, like, I don't know how many people fit in there. We'll just say 1,000. You got 1,000 of like hardcore Halloween, not Scary Farm fans, and then you just put them to sleep.
At least last year they brought the merch. This year they didn't even bring the merch.
At least bring the merch guy. Bring the merch guy. I forgot his name, but bring the merch. At least unveil that, right? Or like I all I kept thinking was, like, why didn't they deep dive into the Elvira experience? If Elvira already announced that, you know what I mean? Why not go into that? I would have loved to hear about what the Elvira experience is. I just want to throw this out there. Noah and everybody, is the Elvira experience really a museum in the Knott's Theater, Walter Knott Theater? Is that what's happening?
I'll say that's why they didn't talk about it. I think that they're going to get... as much as I love Elvira, and she needs her own space, she needed this museum, I think it's cool, a little nod to her. I think it sucks that they took away an entire live show for this. So I think that's why they kind of strayed away from it, because they didn't want to talk about that in too much detail, because I think the fans are going to be upset that a show was taken away in order to put this experience there. And I don't know. I hope it's worth it. I hope it's not something you stand in for 5 minutes and then you're like, all right, let's go. But
that would suck.
It's just the location of it was very, very weird.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That the merch guy was at the Elvira panel. What?
The Elvira panel was 30 minutes of Not Scary Farm, and then she literally got up after the 30-minute announcement and walked off stage before everybody else left.
Wait. Elvira left her own panel?
She sat there, they talked about Scary Farm, and then Carl started showing off things that were not related to Elvira. He started showing off the Scary Farm bag, like the Loungefly bag, and he started kind of talking about these eyeball plush things he had on him and telling us that the event was heavily themed around eyes this year. And then you see Elvira get up from her chair and start walking out. Like, she was just over it.
Oh man, she was pissed then.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look at your panel or the video of that.
So Dodger's saying that the facade with the spider is an Elvira maze. Have you guys been hearing that Elvira is going to get a maze? Is that a rumor that has validity? I have no idea. Have you heard that?
No Elvira maze.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, that's what some people were telling me at Midsummer. I was like, what? Elvira maze? I feel like that would just leak. That's too big.
Don't get me wrong, it'd be amazing, but no.
Yeah, are we just gonna like put it under the rug that Elvira took away Music Monsters and Mayhem, which was absolutely badass, or is there gonna be an uproar come August 22nd?
I think there will be an uproar.
Yeah.
Can we have a moment of silence for the passing of Monsters, Mayhem, and Music? Or it was good while we had you.
I'm sad. I don't get how Music, Monsters, and Mayhem can be 1 year.
Yeah.
But you
The
got to
host,
remember
the
too
host of
that as bad and weird as this sounds, it's like it was for the 50th. It was a 50th show. Just like the maze was the 50th maze, and I know that they tried to change the maze this year. They tried to shift it around and retheme it to other things, but they didn't have time with them doing 2 brand new mazes.
Yeah.
So they left this maze alone this year. But I know originally they wanted to get rid of the 50th maze and have it only be for 1 year. So I think they probably thought the same of the show. They were probably like, this is the 50th show, and now that the 50th is over, let's get rid of it.
the people presenting the mazes at the announcement event, they're gonna be wearing no boo necklaces, so the crowd doesn't boo them when they say that the show is
Exactly.
gone.
I was Jen. My mind was right there too. Do they announce that the Nobu necklaces are coming back this year?
Probably. Undoubted.
No boo necklace.
I remember everybody was booing, and the presenter was like, "Why are y'all booing? No boo necklace? What?"
They felt embarrassed.
To talk a little more about Scary Farm, they announced that Nightmares Revealed will be lower tickets, so it's not so busy and packed. Do you believe them?
No.
No. Absolutely not.
I was laughing when he said that. I was like, get the freak out of here with this, like, we're going to lower the attendance so much. And blah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, bullshit.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. That Legacy store on that August 22nd, it's going to be busy. We already know. Oh, man.
I used to love when they did it in the theater and you would just see all the announcements happening in there.
Yeah, I love theater.
But I do think it's cool to have like this little taste of Scary Farm during the announcement event now where you can, walk through Ghost Town with the monsters and then you can go into the Legacy store and you can walk through a maze with the lights on and stuff like that. I think it adds to the event rather than just like we showed up, we sat in the theater for an hour, half an hour and watched them announce stuff. I think it kind of adds to the overall thing, but yeah, I don't know. I missed the inside portion of it in the theater.
Let me ask that. Should they keep doing Nightmares Revealed as a paid event or take it back to a pass holder event and in the theater? I'm going to say take it back inside the theater, in my opinion. I
think there are too many pass holders now to do that.
Yeah, and not every pass holder is going to want to do that. So if you make it exclusive, that could be a problem.
I think it should be a Scary Farm pass holder event.
Yeah.
You should see who has the Scary Farm pass, and based off of those people, they get to go to the announcement event.
Exactly.
You're already locked in, right? You're already locked in because you got the Scary Farm pass. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that idea. What do you think, Andre?
I kind of do. I remember when I first started going to the announcement events, it was cool that they did it as a pass holder, which I thought was pretty awesome. But then given the circumstances, the situation, then we just came back from COVID. So I don't know if many people would be interested in doing it, as the season pass add-on. But, I think it's just the way how they're doing it now, how Knott is managing it, with the announcements. So I think from here on out, I think that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I have to cut the live short, everybody. I wish I could stay on a little longer, but I did enjoy this talk with you guys, and I hope to be on the next one pretty soon. So I'm sorry.
Hey, have a good night, Andre.
All right,
good night, Andre. Take care.
Sounds great.
I do like though that you are getting a lot of bang for your buck in this Nightmares Revealed.
Yeah.
And I don't know what house. What house do you think we're going to be able to walk through? I kind of feel like it's going to be Origins. That's what I think.
Probably.
I think that's what they did last year. I can see them doing the same thing again this year.
Yeah, they're like, just walk through Origins. It's right there.
The thing that I hope they do again that they did last year was when they had the original witch hanging, because I was under the impression they were going to do it kind of like that over in the what was it, over in Wagon Camp or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it was more of kind of more jokes kind of thing instead of it being more of a scary hanging, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So if we get to see that again, because I really feel like that brings me back to the '80s when they used to do it kind of like that every year, and and then it switched and it turned into like Freddy kills everybody and makes fun of everybody, and that was the celebrity that year.
Yeah,
But which was cool for a couple of years, but then you were like, all right, like, can we get the other one back? But I digress. The if they could bring that back, that would be great.
Alex says he thinks it's going to be Waxworks since it's right next to the Legacy store.
It might be.
I don't know. I think they're going to want the least amount of people back in that area because that's where their new mazes are. I don't think they want people back there looking at all that before, it
just like a crowd on a crowd.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to want people standing back there in a line waiting for that. I think it'll be kind of like you're only back there to get in the store and get out of the store, and you're out of that area.
Yeah. Sure. I was saying all the people that buy a Nightmare Reveal ticket, they should be allowed to go in the Legacy store from like park opening. So it's not so congested.
I agree.
In this event that's like after hour. You know what I mean?
It was a 3-hour wait, I think, last year at some point, and they just shut the line down. And then when you got in there, if you wanted to check out, it seemed like it was another 45 minutes to an hour to go.
We waited about an hour to check out. Yeah,
an hour to check out. That's insane.
Yeah, I dropped all my merch and just said, "I'm not here for this today. I'll enjoy the event and come back tomorrow."
Oh my god,
man. Is there anything you guys want to get into that I haven't got into?
Yeah, let's get into luchadores and the murder of Crow scare zone.
Yeah, let's talk about those. Let's talk about those.
Let's go. Let's start off with the luchadores.
Back to HHN again.
All right, back to HHN.
Let's do it.
We all kind of had this idea that this house was coming, or this scary zone was coming. Junior, you got the chance to see those, what is it called? Those masks in person.
Yeah, Brian and I got to see it at Monster Palooza.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Did you ask Brian about those masks, or was it me or SoCal Tall Guy that asked?
Yeah, tall guy had the info early. I didn't even realize it. And then when we went over there, they had all those masks, and then they had masks from like I think the Exorcist maze, and then a couple other things like I think the doll scare zone from last year. I think they had one or two of those there. So they use them a lot. So when we saw those, we were like, "Oh, this is it. This is the shit."
Yeah,
we're there's no getting around it. This is gonna happen,
Yeah, that's what they were definitely luchadores. I think it was me that asked him or Tolga, but the guy was like nodding, he, like yes, while he say no. But it was funny. But those were badass masks.
Let me get into this one with Jen. As a photographer, you love scare zones. How do you feel about this one?
I'm actually very excited. I feel like it's finally something new. I feel like the last year and then with Pueblo del Terror, like with both of them, like we kind of had like those mummified type look of monsters. This is something completely new, completely different. The costumes are going to be probably vibrant as hell.
I know.
So it's going to be really fun. I'm very excited for the Stilt Walker. The Stilt Walker is legit. My only thing is just please change the damn song.
Oh, yeah.
Just change the audio.
Yeah.
Mando, you and I talked about this song,
Just
they
put
the
Nacho Libre theme.
Mariachi.
Perfect. That'll work.
They could put like mariachi songs.
Would mariachi work to this lucha libre, or just like what kind of music deserves to go in here? I feel like that's kind of a hard one.
It has to be mariachi, but like mix it. I don't know, like a pop mariachi or upstate mariachi. I don't even know.
Yeah.
It could work like that.
They got to have Metalachi come in and do a song. If you've ever seen them, they're like this heavy metal mariachi band. They play heavy metal songs, but mariachi style.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel this scare zone is going to be a lot of fun. Like that's what I get out of this. Because it's kind of like, I don't know how to say it. It's almost like you can't take them too serious, but at the same time, like they're trying to scare the shit out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
And I was going to say, I like that these were kind of based on Universal monsters, right?
Yeah.
They look like it.
I feel like there's going to be like a lot of like hijinks and stuff in this one, you know, kind of like 2 years ago you had like Chupacabra and a couple of the other ones in the Pueblo de Terror that they were playing tricks on people and stuff, you know. I feel like it's going to be more interactive and hopefully more energy. Last year the scare zone, the Momia scare zone is just kind of dead.
Yeah, Momia's what was it called? Momia's the Terror, or
Momia, something like that.
It just didn't hit. It didn't work for whatever reason.
It's kind of the song.
I think the audio was what really ruined it for me.
Yeah, just La Llorona again, not being anything related to those momias. It just throws the vibe off, right?
Without doubt. Without doubt.
It'll be cool if they put the wrestling ring in the scare zone. That would be awesome.
That would be sick.
Maybe we can wrestle those scare actors. Let's wrestle. Come on.
Nah,
I hope a lot of people dress up like wrestlers, man.
I'll dress up as Triple H. I got the jacket. I'll dress up as Triple H. Why not?
Oh, perfect. That'll work.
Mondo, are you going to go as Bane? You come in as Bane.
Dude, it's going to be... I think that scare zone is going to be a highlight. To go into another scare zone, what do you guys think about this like new Crow scare zone? Because that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere unexpected. I just woke up like, what the heck? You know,
Murder of Crows.
Excited.
I'm very curious to see where they're gonna put them.
Where does this
that's
go?
what I want to know. Where are they gonna put that at?
Big ass crows. Where do you think they're gonna have like people as crows as well on the ground? It's not just stilt walkers. How do you think that's gonna work?
I don't know.
Maybe that'll be like between the fire towers and like you're going back towards like the Kung Fu Panda Theater, that kind of area right there, because the Crow stilt walkers kind of hung out there a lot, you know.
Yeah, they did last year. They did.
That's true, and we're getting a mama crow too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
that was awesome.
Weren't they in the H slot as well?
Yes,
yeah, they were opening night. Yeah, they were. They were opening night. They were. But then they moved them up to the upper lot, fire towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to. This would be 4 big crows, right?
Yeah, 4.
Some people were saying that it could possibly be behind 3 broomsticks. That
really?
walkway from like behind Ollivanders to Simpsons area.
Really?
That's kind of hiding them, though. I feel like it's not like very big over there too.
But
so
I also feel like that's not like that's not a safe floor for the stilt walkers.
No.
So unstable.
Well, the only other area I can think of, if we're staying on the upper lot, is either where the little plaza area is between the construction wall for Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, right there.
And the entrance to Hogsmeade, or they could do a whole new location depending on how they do the line setup. For the house and the Parisian courtyard, they could put the crows down that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They could do that. But
what about the one that John Murdy kind of like teased? It looked to be like a punk rock scare.
that looks cool.
That's got to be the chainsaw.
It has to be by the fire towers.
Yeah.
Is this the fire tower?
It has to be the fire towers. It is the punks. So.
Without
He's
doubt.
holding a chainsaw, so I think
Yeah,
he
you
has
saw,
to use
yeah.
the saws. And technically, like, I know it never makes sense because the characters always go all over the place.
Yeah.
But the saws are supposed to be like right at the entrance. Technically, that's like the first scare zone.
Yeah.
So if that's that, I wonder what's gonna be like where the fire towers are.
I think it's gonna be behind the fire tower, like behind it, the van. I think that's where it's gonna go.
I think so.
But would that mean that the scare zone that is by the fire towers, like where the toys were, is it also gonna be punks or is it gonna be something completely different?
I think there's another one. I think there's another one coming, to be honest.
Hey, because the speculation map has like a skull, right?
Yeah, skull. Yeah, with the mohawk.
So it makes
but
sense.
but the chainsaws, where the chainsaws are supposed to be, it's just a skull, kind of like a pirate skull.
Oh yeah.
And then the punks are by fire towers. So
by fire towers.
This is gonna be switched.
Okay, I just want to ask: is there any way that the punk chainsaws are on the lower lot, or is that just wishful thinking?
Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
Hey, plot twist. It's a Terror Tram, and we don't get Blumhouse.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. Because when I was at the panel, when he showed the ice cream truck, I was like, "Oh, this is Terror Tram."
Yeah.
Could it be that Terror Tram really isn't Blumhouse?
Wow, that's hard.
That'd be cool. Or unless if we do get Blumhouse and we have like an original story, maybe this could be an original story from Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like maybe just that intro chainsaw is not Blumhouse, but everything.
I hope that these are at the upper lot though. They're gonna be too fun to photograph, and I don't want to wait in a 2-hour line.
I know the only way you could photo them is by Terror Tramming.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, like what song we're gonna hear too. The song, that's what I want to know. I hope they're like really, really good.
So if they're upstairs, I do hope we get like a punk soundtrack instead of EDM. It would just make sense.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of that soundtrack, Mondo, what was your ultimate excitement about the Slash album coming out for this year's event?
I don't have a vinyl player thing, so to me it was like, I don't know. I love the idea. I know people have wanted it for many years. As long as they put it on Spotify, that's all I want. Are you guys going to be buying the Slash thing?
I could buy that as a collection.
Yeah.
And then just sell it later on eBay for more money.
Well, I don't know about
that's what I could do.
They gain value.
I don't know.
It's definitely something to get, I think, We'll see what else they have. If this is like a super merch year,
Yeah.
Then, who knows what else they bring, But I know a lot of the East Coast people definitely from Orlando definitely want that vinyl.
Yeah.
Hardcore collectors. So it's something to grab, We'll see how much it costs. So that's a thing.
Yeah, I just want the merch of it. I want them now.
Yeah. So from a very good source, very, very good source, that this year's Halloween Horror Night merch drop will be the biggest one they've ever done.
Yeah, you see?
The biggest one that they've ever done. And the same thing is, or not the same thing, but that the Transformer store will be like a Horror Night store, the whole thing.
I heard you say that on your Universal today.
Yeah. My wallet's gonna do me so dirty, man. My wallet is gonna do me so dirty.
Okay, so
oh my god,
where we stand now.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, what were you gonna say, Brian?
I was just gonna say, I just hope we get Scare Zone shirts for once. This time around.
Hey, punks. I hope we get punks merch at least. The 90s.
Pros, Lucha Libre shirts.
Hey, I want
that'd be dope.
The Lucha Libre? Oh my god, I'll buy that for sure. I'll buy that.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to the media people when I was interviewing Murdy, and Horror Nights partnered up with Amazon. These things you see on Amazon are going to be Amazon exclusive. So these are not dropping at the parks from what they told me.
But do you guys like those shirts though? You guys like how they look?
These are badass, dude. I want it.
Yeah.
I
The
haven't bought them
Amazon
yet.
ones look good, man.
Yeah, I haven't bought them yet because I was like, are they going to drop in the parks? But no. And more will be added to the Amazon store. So I want to just let people know that. Yeah. How do you guys feel about that? All these Amazon exclusive. I don't have Amazon, so like.
I love the luchadores a lot, man. They look badass. Luchadores.
Bring it to the park. I want my discount.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Hey, that's what they're doing, huh? They're like, hey, put it on the cool ones. These are the coolest shirts they've done so far this year. An Amazon store, no discount. I didn't even think of that.
Interesting.
If you look though on that page though, and you scroll down to where like either one of those shirts are, there's a whole slew of other stuff they have for Horror Nights there. There's even like a little a tote that looks pretty cool, and then they have the old Monsters Collide shirt without it saying Monsters Collide, but just the images of it on there. And I was like, dang, I could go back and get that again, you know? So it was cool. It was like a throwback, you know, to go back and grab a couple things you missed.
I'm happy they're doing this Amazon store because Orlando, they have that online merch store forever. They've had that for a while, and I think it's cool. I didn't even think about the discount. I do want my discount. What the hell? Hey, these will never be 90% off, right?
No.
Oh, hell no.
Fuck it. I'm going to buy it right now already then.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Is there another thing from Horror Nights that I missed? I think that was kind of it, right?
I do want to talk about the one final unannounced house.
Oh yeah. Let's get to that. Let's
do it.
What is it? Is it the weekend? Are we just at that point? It's the weekend.
Yeah, it's the weekend.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be based off of Dawn FM, right?
Yeah, Dawn FM album.
Yeah.
Like
Why-
Singapore.
If it's the weekend, why do you think he waited so long to do this drop on it?
Yeah.
That would have been sooner.
Because the icon on the spec map gives it away, like clearly.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like everything's gonna be announced next week. The one final how, the rest of the Scare Zone, the Terror Tran, the show, the food, everything next week, August.
Yeah, because was it next week or the beginning of the third week out? They're going to start tearing down the 60th anniversary stuff.
Yeah, what do you guys think? You think they're gonna put anything back there for Horror Nights behind Bates Motel, like they did for 60th?
They have to because they have 3 weeks to put them up. They have 3 weeks.
Yeah.
With the fences and everything.
Well, before it was just that like card.
The card.
With the team, and we get that one scare actor that looks like a rat with the orange vest on or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They can use that spot like as a photo op at least.
I hope so. I really do.
You know, like Five Nights at Freddy, Megan, Michael Myers.
Well, okay, so you know, since we're bringing up stuff like that, do you guys think the DreamWorks Theater is going to be used again this year, or you don't think so?
No, it is. It's going to be used.
I heard it is.
It is.
I think it is, but I don't think it'll be a Blumhouse thing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
The rumor is Universal Monsters. Before it was about Chucky though, because they're looking for the voice puppeteer, but now they're saying that Universal Monsters.
Where the hell does Chucky fall in now out of all of this?
It has to be on a Peacock bar. It has to be there. Peacock bar.
The popcorn bucket.
Hey, do you think they scrapped the Chucky idea? Because there's been no talk about Chucky anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be either the Peacock Bar or he's the host of that Universal show that they're doing inside DreamWorks Theater.
Probably.
Huh.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Wouldn't be bad.
Because then at this point, you know, if he wants to be vulgar and all that stuff. Well, now you have to wait in line to hear it, and if you don't want to hear that stuff, don't get in line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did see the special effects guy from the Chucky show at Midsummer. He was there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's anything telling, but he was there. So
What property gets the Hollywood and Dine? The where Chucky's barbecue was last year.
I think it's gonna be Chucky again.
They're gonna Chucky it up again?
It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be Chucky. At least put the fake doll as the photo op on the house last year. Put that as a photo op. That big ass Chucky.
I was hoping it would be Ghostbusters.
That'd be sick.
Ghostbusters
are
would
we
be
gonna
cool.
get a Slimer bucket?
Maybe.
Damn, Slimer bucket. I don't know.
You know, when Ghostbusters first came, there was like all the hype. You know, we had a lot of merch. We had a cool merch, and I feel like this year just no one's talking about it.
No,
Because it's Frozen Empire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares
It's
for it, I guess.
crazy though, because you know it was all the hype last time. You know, we had the iconic firehouse, and this time we just have the bookstore. And people who haven't seen Frozen Empire, I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, so there's like zero hype about it. But I hope they prove me wrong, and it's a fun house.
You know what would be pretty cool? Instead, like, so on the lower lot above Jurassic Cafe, because the Weekend had their bar there.
Yeah, you could just lock that in already.
Yeah.
Either that, or I wouldn't be opposed to a Ghostbusters theme bar. I wouldn't mind that.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would prefer Ghostbusters over Texas Chainsaw anything. Just me personally. I always thought it was weird that we're eating at a Texas Chainsaw barbecue. You know, that's kind of nasty.
Well,
I would take anything over the Weekend. Anything.
Surprise! No.
I remember when they had the barbecue stand for Leatherface.
Yeah,
in the most recent years. I bought the funnel fingers that they had. I'm like, are they stale on purpose? Like, are they stale to make it themed to Leatherface? They were gross. They were disgusting.
I heard nothing good from the Texas Chainsaw barbecue stand down at the lower lot.
As hell.
That giant weenie.
Oh God.
They're like, hey, this shit being nasty's on story. You know what I mean? It's part of the story.
Yeah. Without a doubt, dude. Without a doubt.
John, you thought the house smelled bad.
I'll wait till you try the food.
Like, wait till you go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
Like, you're gonna be smelling like the house.
No kidding. But hey, well, what do you guys think about Dead Exposure? Do you think?
No, we haven't talked about that one at all in a while.
What do you guys think about that? Because that's been the Orlando original, right? For a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm super hyped on that one. I mean, I don't know what's going to be in there, but I'm just like, I feel like that's going to have a lot of love put into it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a top 3 this year.
Yeah, that's my number. That's my number 2. My number 2 is Spinning Maze.
Damn.
I think it's like Scarecrow was like 2 years ago. I think that's going to be like.
I'm still talking about it to this day, dude. Oh my God, that house was amazing.
Is this the next Orlando house that we've had? It went from Scarecrow to Dead Exposure, or was there something in between?
Yeah, that's the second.
Yeah,
it
is.
The second, yeah.
Wow. Dang. Yeah, I'm super hyped. Dead Exposure, it's going to hit hard. It's going to hit hard.
Oh, yeah.
The lower lot is going to be going on fire, I think, between Texas Chainsaw, Dead Exposure, and the Universal Monsters house on a soundstage. I don't know. That's going to be super hype, man. Super hype.
Hot zone down there.
I feel like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, to me personally, it like flip-flopped of like, this is an extremely strong lineup now. Do you guys feel that way? Or am I exaggerating?
No, I don't think so.
You know what's forgotten? Sidious. That's been forgotten now.
Dude, the Curious George is just forgotten. Yeah. The lower lot is where all the crowds will be.
I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about A Quiet Place.
Yeah, A
that
Quiet
too.
Place.
Yeah.
I forgot that was even part of this year.
Oh my
I
god, I
know.
forgot
I
about that.
know.
I
Yeah.
forgot about Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's all shh.
Hey,
Yeah,
Texas
exactly.
Chainsaw just stole all the like the hype. It's all there now. It's only in
Hey,
that
yeah.
house.
Texas Chainsaw saved HHN. That saved it.
Yeah,
Well,
it
It
yeah.
did.
just
It
oh
saved it.
man.
Especially with Murdy putting the whole twist on the multiverse and the fact that it's going to be an anniversary house.
Mhm.
Yeah, that brought life back into HHN for sure. Because I know when we did the live stream on Twitter a few weeks ago, and we were all talking about it, we were very nervous for HHN because we're all like scratching our heads, like, okay, what the hell is going on here? And Six Flags was taking the show. Now it looks like it's reversed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
Horror Nights for me. All right, let's go real quick to one panel that truly won me over, Dark Harbor. Did any of you guys get a chance to check out Dark Harbor or at least hear the news that got dropped there?
Yes.
Yeah, I was there.
Not
What'd you
me.
guys think? I'll let Noah go first.
I'm excited. Dark Harbor, I'll tell you right now, Dark Harbor, when they left in 2019, was at their peak. That was like the event to go to. If you didn't go to Dark Harbor, like you weren't doing a haunt season. Like no one cared about Horror Nights. Nobody cared about Scary Farm. Everybody was like, Dark Harbor is where you want to go. It's scary. They got slider show. They got drinks. They got mazes that are in the ship. Like that was the place to be. And so now that it kind of had a few years off to then being announced with stuff returning that we've seen in the past, like Lullaby and B340 and all that stuff, I feel like the hype's coming back. I feel like they're going to take you right back into that same kind of era that they left in. And I think it's going to be a tough event to kind of beat.
What'd you think, Brian?
You know, I've never been to Dark Harbor. I'm just kind of like going by what everyone else says, and not sitting in that panel and just seeing them bring all those characters in full regalia and perform a little bit on stage and address the crowd. That really got me excited for it. So I'm really looking forward to see what they have to offer. Yeah, I'm just really excited and looking forward to what they have to offer, and I hope the best for them.
Oh yeah. Did you get a chance to check anything Dark Harbor out, Jen, or no?
I did, yeah. Dark Harbor has always been one of those haunts that was always um, really immersive from all aspects, from entertainment, from drinks, food, mazes. It was always really fun, and Dark Harbor is one of the haunts that has actually genuinely scared me. Like the mazes in the ship, it's crazy because they have more freedom to do things on like Horror Nights or not. So it's really fun. I'm really excited for them to bring this back to the Queen Mary.
Yeah. Dude, this is my video from 2019. I did it with Noah. Look at Noah. Yo, that's like 5 years ago, Noah, right there.
Damn, we were there, Mondo. Look at us going.
Yeah.
Dang. When I was
Damn, that
young
looks
and skinny.
awesome.
No, dude, this part where you're in like a rocky ocean, that it was shaking, dude. It was
Dude,
crazy.
it was crazy.
Yeah,
There,
that's
there are
awesome.
there's some things that Dark Harbor's done that like you're like that has to come back this year. I think the drop bridge was one of them.
Yeah.
Walking past the pool and seeing that was another thing that's big. The bars that are in the middle of the mazes is another big thing, and they're delivering on all of that. I'll tell you that right now.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, bro.
And
What were you gonna say, Brian?
no, I'm just excited.
Yeah, for me, Dark Harbor was my second favorite panel, where it truly won me over. I was, I have to be honest, I had no hype or expectation for Dark Harbor, but it was just like, hey, the panel's gonna happen in like 20 minutes. Why not? And the presentation that they did, it truly created hype. It brought the whole like, oh, they're trying to go like 2019 hard which was their 10th anniversary. And
Wow.
to see this come back to life, it's just a great addition to the haunt community as a whole. I'm not trying to hate on Shacktoberfest, but it wasn't doing it for anybody, if you ask me. Dark Harbor is like that. That's Halloween to me at the Queen Mary. At the Queen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have never ever been to Dark Harbor. Never ever been there.
Really?
So I don't know, Noah, if you could give me a tip, like for me to prepare. What should I do?
I think we
Yeah,
should go with
And all
Andre
that.
to
I
a
mean,
group.
it's crazy and stuff that they announced just this year. I mean, I guess the biggest tip for me, especially if you're over the age of 21 and plan to drink, is get there early, watch their inaugural, voyage, I think is what they called it, or whatever the show that they're doing beforehand is where you're going to be getting those tokens to the hidden bars this year.
Yeah.
And those things are so cool because you're walking through the maze and all of a sudden you hit the middle of the maze and there's like a
Yeah.
door and like you can only get in that door if you have the coin. And so it's cool to like go through there and then have a drink in the middle of the maze and then walk out of the maze and finish it up. It's just crazy. Like you don't see that anywhere else and it's like
Yeah.
super unique and different. But I mean, this event is just tons of fun. I think they're going hard again this year and all their icons are so cool.
Yeah.
Do you still feel scared even though it's haunted for real? Do you still feel
Hell
scared?
yeah. Queen Mary's
You
scary
feel
without
even
all
more
this shit.
scared.
Yeah. It's scary without all this stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's
It is.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't scare easily. Like I can walk through any haunt house like no problem by myself. But Queen Mary, like Dark Harbor, like the maze is inside the ship, it's scary. And not just because of the maze, like just itself, like it gives like an eerie vibe.
I
So
was
It gives
gonna
like the
say
eeriest vibe.
I was literally just gonna say that.
I used to think people would exaggerate about what Jen said, but like
That's-
I felt
No.
it. I felt it in person. It's real. Like
Yeah.
eerie
Oh,
to the
without doubt.
max.
Yeah, this is why I gotta go this year, Dark Harbor. I have to go. It's my first time. This is a year for me to go.
Yeah,
And
me too.
I did hear that it gets really long, the line, like 3 hour wait.
No, they
Oh,
do.
4 hours.
Yeah, no, Dark Harbor gets packed.
100%.
Yeah,
They
people travel.
They have express.
Yes, they sell.
I
front of
think
the
they
line.
do. Yes, they have a front of the line kind of deal. I don't know what it is or if they've announced it yet or not. But
I don't think they
definitely do.
have. I don't think there's pricings for that stuff yet.
Yeah, I don't think
it's
so
soon.
either.
Is there anything we've missed? Because I know Midsummer's
Yes.
a lot. Bring it up,
It's like,
Noah.
yeah.
Bring it up.
Re-
Bring it up.
Really quickly, I know we're talking about the weekend at Horror Nights and stuff, and I think that's caught on to other theme parks, other events, because LA Haunted Hayride announced a Janelle Monáe maze coming to LA Hayride this year. It's called Monet Manor. It's all going to be Janelle Monáe's music, and it's going to be Janelle Monáe themed. So I think that maybe that's kind of like the direction we're going to start going with some of these theme parks, and like, it's gonna be interesting to see like what theme park picks up what singer and what they do with that. I think it's kind of gonna be like one of those competitions between all the theme parks now.
Yeah.
At this rate, Six Flags is gonna get Gaga next year.
I hope so. I hope.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope Scary Farm picks up some Gaga.
Is
Yeah.
Haunted Hayride really worth going though? Because I've never been there either. Is it really worth going?
It's fun. I'll say this year they announced that they're redoing their Trick or Treat maze, which needed a major facelift. And that maze is really cool because you would actually go to each one of the houses throughout the maze, ring the doorbell, and then the monster of that house would like come busting out the door, give you some candy. It was really cool. Their hayride's also really cool. They're trying to make it more interactive, is what they were saying. And then I think this year they said they're adding a couple more experiences. They're adding some escape rooms there. They're adding like a few things that you can do. A 4D experience with like a psychic thing. I don't know. There was just a lot that they had talked about that sounds very exciting. And they completely, I think, stepped it up from last year just because I think they were listening to the people and starting to think like, okay, yeah, this event is kind of getting a little repetitive. It's getting a little old. What can we do to step it up? And I think they're going to deliver this year.
Yeah.
That's cool. Sounds cool.
What did they have for the Castle Dark over there, Noah? Did Did you go to that panel? Or I think I
Yeah,
actually got
yeah.
that one.
Castle Dark is so fun. It's just so crazy. They announced everything this year. They have 3 new mazes. They're doing like a clown one where they break out of like some correctional facility and are trying to like chase you and go all crazy. They're doing a labyrinth maze that's literally like you walk in the maze and you have to literally try to find your way out of it. There's no like one path to follow. It's like a million paths and you have to try to find your way out. And then they're doing a seance maze where you actually start on a Ouija board conjuring this
Whoa.
like
Damn.
person that they call the witch. And she was
Oh.
walking around the show floor at Midsummer Scream and she was crazy. And then they were kind of telling everybody that once you conjure her, they give you a candle and that's all you have to walk through the maze. In this pitch black maze is this one candle that can be controlled. So it can turn on, it can turn off, it can, go crazy. So they're doing some really cool stuff over there.
Yeah.
I got to check that out this year.
Yeah.
I'm out there a lot, so I'm probably gonna have to go this year.
Yeah, I would. It sounds cool.
Every time I talk to people about LA Hayride, though, everyone's like, "It's a one and done." is that
for like a decade or just the 1 year?
No, dude. The last like 3 years, I've talked to people about LA Hayride. Should we go to LA Hayride this year, Noah? Because I feel like
yes.
I would trust.
I would say yes. I think they're really going to try to step it up. They listen to people. When we were even talking to the 13th floor team over there at Midsummer Scream, and what they were telling us is like, yeah, we heard people are over Midnight Falls. Like, we're not going to completely get rid of Midnight Falls, but we're going to change the event around enough to have a bunch of new things, to have things return that people loved, and kind of switch things up to like bring those guests back in rather than like, oh, we already did this last year. We already did that last year. It's kind of like something new and different this year.
Is Sinister Seymour? He played that one guy or whatever at Hayride. Is he coming back or is he?
I think Monty will be back. He actually opened the panel, so I'm assuming he'll be back. He didn't make any official announcements and stuff, but I'll tell you right now, Monty has like a cult following. It's kind of crazy.
I hear that everybody always tells you that. They're like, if you do go to LA Hayride, you cannot miss Monty. Like Monty's just
Monty
as big
is
as
like the crazy
anything.
Kirk of LA Hayride. Like he's like that guy. He's like the Jabberwockies of LA Hayride.
It's like at every haunt. Like he was the what's the guy from the Terror Tram? Can't think of his
Larry
name.
Scrooge or whatever.
Yeah, the Scrooge guy.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Hollow Scream? I know it's a far drive, but like, how do you guys feel about that event?
The which one?
Hollow Scream, SeaWorld.
Oh,
I know it's a far
man.
drive.
I have to revert to Noah on this one.
Hollow Scream's fun. I mean, I always love going to Hollow Scream. They got some scare actors doing stuff out there that like I've never seen before. They had this character literally on a hoverboard, and like her dress was so long, like you couldn't see the hoverboard, but like you could see her floating, and like the way she was moving and stuff was like crazy. And she would like come right after you and do all this crazy stuff. But they're another one to kind of just keep your eye on. They're doing some really cool things over there. I wouldn't say to the level of Horror Nights, to the level of Scary Farm, but definitely creeping up there. I think in a few years they're going to reach that level.
Wow, so it's worth going over there than the trip, at least one night, stay the night.
At least one night I would do it. It's always fun. And then they have these roaming scare zones. So like when you're standing in one place and you don't see any monsters, all of a sudden like a whole group of monsters just starts walking up to you.
I have never been to SeaWorld ever either, so I do want to go over there for Hollow Scream.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I think that's worth it too.
Yeah,
and the 13th floor announced their Delusion too, which I recommend everybody check out. That's one of my favorite events every year is going to Delusion. This year they moved to a castle.
Where's that at though? What city?
In LA. So they said it's near USC. And I'll tell you, they are the standard for interactive horror and Halloween. They just go so hard. You feel like you're legit in this movie. Actually, their slogan is play your part. Like they literally want you to interact with these characters. These characters are ripping you away from your group. Like, hey, you two come with me. You stay here. If someone comes, take the shotgun off the wall and shoot them. Like, it's like that kind of, like, you're literally in this story. And the effects that they do, they get professional stunt people from the movie studios. They're doing all these professional stunts. I've seen people jump off 3-story buildings and jump down to the floor. And when I shot someone with a shotgun, they went flying across the yard. It was just so crazy.
I want to do it this year with you if it's possible.
Yeah, Delusion is crazy. But I will tell you right now, it is a physical event. So if you're not down with some running, some crawling, some hunching over, like it's very physical. They want you to immerse yourself in this event.
Damn.
No, have you been to Reign of Terror in Thousand Oaks?
I have. Yeah. I think that one's cool too. That's like the longest haunted house you will ever walk through.
Like 40 minutes.
It's like 40-minute haunted house.
What?
It's one haunted house, and it just takes you forever to get through. You like turn the corner, you're like, okay, we're done. They're like, nah, you still have 20 minutes to go.
I mean, have you thought the nighttime though, no lights with the glowing stick? That's much.
I've never been during that time.
Nah, that's more scary with the glowing stick. Oh my god!
Is it too long where you're just over it, or it's fun?
No, it's fun.
It's fun. It's really fun.
It's fun because the theme of the maze is always switching. You turn a corner and it's clowns, and then you turn the corner and you're in a forest, and you turn this next corner and you're, in a little girl's bedroom. It's like the theme is always changing throughout the maze.
Yeah. I gotta do that.
That's crazy. Is there any haunt that you guys would like to say, like kind of put it on the map in a way?
Dang.
My two would be Castle Dark and Delusion. I think those two, and Fear Farm as well. Cannot forget those guys. Oh my goodness, I love Fear Farm.
Fear Farm's the one that was in Phelan, right? Now
they were in Phelan, and now they're moving to Corona, and they're moving to like some airsoft space where you can actually shoot zombies during their event, which just sounds so cool. They also have a zombie experience where you're playing basically capture the flag with zombies. You get flags on you and you're running and trying to outrun them. They have mazes. They have their hayride. Delusion is just, Fear Farm is just crazy. They do some amazing stuff there.
Damn.
Have you guys ever done like home haunts, like the neighborhood haunts?
I have. Yes. I did some in Burbank.
I did a couple
what they're called, but they were really fun.
It was a backwoods maze. I think that's what it was called.
Oh yeah, the backwoods one, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And I think there was one like the rotten apple or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then there was one in Santa Clarita. I think it was called a Dark of Ram, something like that. That one's really cool too.
Yeah, the home haunts are really cool.
Somebody commented on my Fright Fest Extreme. The person said, I asked the guy that hosted the panel if all the mazes were going to be opening day, unlike last year, and he said yes, 100% they will be. So,
okay.
So Fright Fest, I want to believe it. I want to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
But is opening day the 7th or the 20th?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. And I'll just wait till October then.
It's the 20th. I was checking on the website to buy tickets.
Yeah.
And the first date you get is the 20th.
Interesting.
Hey, everything keeps changing then. That's so crazy.
They can't make their mind up.
Wow.
I guess they have no time yet.
They knew they were up against it. There's no way they were going to be there on the 7th, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to email them tomorrow with a couple things, and I'll ask them about the dates, and I'll post them, and I'll see what they say.
Cool.
But, yeah, I'll update everybody on the dates. But I did hear it was going to change, and I heard that the 20th sounds about right.
Damn. Yeah. Closing thoughts, Jen. Closing thoughts on everything.
Closing thoughts is I'm gonna go really broke this haunt season. There's so many haunts to check out. I'm really excited to experience a lot of the new haunts that I haven't gone to before. So like Queen Mary's been a long time, so I'm excited for that. I've never been to Fright Fest, and this will be probably the first year that I go. So I'm excited for that, and of course, excited to be at Horror Nights a lot this season.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts, conductor.
Closing thoughts is I am super excited for the haunt season no matter what. I'm super excited for Halloween Horror Nights. And I'm super, super excited to go through Dead Exposure since we've never had it at Hollywood. And it's always a treat to run into John Murdy in the parks. He's usually there opening weekend, and the following weekend. One thing I could say in the future for HHN, since the event came back online in 2006, I'm very, very excited for the 2026 HHN season, which will mark the 20th anniversary of the event. So the skies are high with that one, without a doubt.
Oh yeah. Closing thoughts, Noah.
There's so much to look forward to. We are now in the Halloween season, according to me and Midsummer Scream.
According to Disneyland, dropping Halloween merch today.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We're there. We have reached that point. I think the one thing that I really want to stress to people this year is make sure you're always treating the actors and staff with the utmost respect. They're doing this for you. Make sure you're always kind of being a good example rather than a bad one. And definitely get out there and support the smaller businesses and the smaller haunts. We can get so lost in all this theme park world that we forget about these small ones, but they all deserve love too. And some of them are doing just as good of a job, if not better, than some of these big theme parks. So make sure you're checking out all of those. And I'm happy Halloween, everybody.
Hell yeah. Closing thoughts, Brian, on everything.
Super excited for this Halloween season. You guys got me even more excited just hearing it, all you guys talk about it. So thank you guys for pumping me up and being here. I think the thing that I've been thinking actually about a lot is, if people have been kind of asking me which one should I go to, this, that, and the other. And honestly, I mean, if you're looking to go to like one park and get like a pass or something like that, the best one you can go to is the one that's closest to you, honestly.
Yeah.
Where you can be with all your friends, They get off work late, everyone gets off work at a different time, and you're trying to go somewhere and hang out. You don't want to be at the one that's an hour away. You want to be at the one where you can hang with your bros and your friends and just have a good time. So choose wisely, but always keep your friends in mind so you make some great Halloween memories.
Hell yeah. And last, Junior, closing thoughts, man. Closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts is I'm happy that spooky season's around the corner. August this week. Of course, I'm excited for HHN, my home, but I'm also excited to experience new haunt events, like Jen said. I've never been to Queen Mary. I'm excited to go there. Fright Fest, 9 years for me. I'm excited to go back, check it out, give it another chance. Excited to check out Howley Haunted Hayride too. Never been there, but I'm excited for everything. I can't wait to see all my friends. I miss you guys. I'm excited for everything, so I can't wait.
My closing thoughts. I feel like this is the most expensive Halloween we're all gonna go through, right? Merch, tickets, frequent fear, scary farm pass, Fright Fest, front of the line. Shit, it's a lot. There's a lot of money. A lot of I'm very excited. This is to me. I just feel the buzz in the air. I feel like it's the biggest Halloween we're ever going to go through. That I have personally, just covering theme parks, and at the same time, all these other events that are happening, not like Dark Harbors and LA Hayrides and stuff like that. I'm excited. I hope to experience new stuff that I've never done, and I'm gonna definitely venture out a little more than I usually do, but I will say Halloween Horror Nights just wins you over, where you're like, I'm just gonna go back to Horror Nights. Like that's what has happened to me lately. Is like Horror Nights has been so good that I just keep wanting to do it. So I'm gonna try to break away. I'm gonna break away from Horror Nights and hopefully do other stuff. But I just want to say thank you to Noah, Conductor, Brian, Junior, Jen. Appreciate your guys' time, and I can't wait to do this again if the weekend gets announced.
Next week. By next week, it'll be announced.
On Monday.
Yeah,
All
Monday.
right. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate your guys' time here on the YouTube, on the Twitters. We'll be talking Halloween a lot in the next coming months, and all the way leading up to opening days of all these things. But definitely follow everybody that was in this panel today. Wonderful people, and they all love Halloween just as much as anybody. All right, everybody, smash that like button. Let's
Thank
fire
you.
it down.
Thank you.